Hi everyone, so about week 29 and this is the 13th of July until the 19th of July, and this was a really busy week. It was actually our first year wedding anniversary this week, which is insane, the fact that we've been married a year and it's gone so quickly. I just remember planning the wedding and thinking, will this day ever come around? And now it's a year past, so yeah, madness. But because of that, I decided to use a Valentine's collection for this week, and I decided on using the Sweet Talk collection, which is a very old, I say very old, it's 2020, which is not that old, but it's an older collection, obviously, in compared to how many come out every year. So yeah, I wanted to use the Sweet Talk one. I've got quite a few cut parts left for it, so I thought it would look quite nice with the theming. There's a lot of pinks and a lot of sort of oranges and stuff in this one, which is quite nice. But apart from the wedding anniversary, we had just a very busy week in general. So there's actually a lot more photos than cut parts, really. So the first photo is the one at the very top, and that's going to be a picture of Joe with one of his trains that he drives. So Joe has gone back to work. I've said this before, but he's out with a minder at the moment, which means that he is driving, but he has someone with him. And then in a week or so time, he'll be on his own, which he's looking forward to. I think he's looking forward to just getting back on his own. He likes being on his own. But yeah, they actually offered to take his photo in front of these trains. These are the older type trains that he drives. So they're not the fancy Japanese trains that he does normally. But yeah, it's quite a nice photo. It's nice to have a photo of Joe doing, what he enjoys and obviously his work. So it's nice to include that. Then in the middle section, one of the photos, we actually managed to get hold of this chocolate bar that's from Marks and Spencer's. It went viral because everyone sort of jumped on the pistachio hype, and they have a chocolate bar called the Big Daddy anyway from Marks and Spencer's, and it's like peanut butter and chocolate and caramel and all sorts, but they made a pistachio one with pistachio cream, and I actually found it, so I was like, right, I'm gonna buy it and we'll try it. And it is very nice, but it's very sickly. So I think it took us nearly like 4 or 5 days to have a little bit each day, because it's just too much. You wouldn't be able to eat a proper chocolate bar worth of it in one sitting. It's very, very rich. Anyway, so I thought I'd include that, just a bit of fun. And then the second photo is a lovely photo because it's a picture of Joe and I with our baby nephew, Max. So Joe's sister came over to see the new house on, I think, Tuesday. And yeah, we got to have a picture of both of us. So this is actually the first time I held him. I obviously let Joe have his moments the last few days that we've seen him. And yeah, I actually held him this time. He's just so fragile and little. He does make me nervous. But yeah, he's so cute and he's very well behaved for a baby. He does cry, but he calms himself down. So yeah, really, really cute. And we're seeing him next week as well. So I'm excited for that. And then the two photos that are going to go on the bottom, just some pictures out in the garden, really. Joe and I were just sat in the garden sort of enjoying ourselves, just talking about bits, and Moose was with us. I did actually attempt to get Mango in the photo, but it's very difficult, so it's just the three of us in that one, but it's just nice to see us in the garden together. But I did manage to take some nice pictures of the cats, and these two photos that go beside them, I would actually like to get them blown up in a bigger size and actually put around the house once I figure out where I'm going to put things on the walls and stuff, because they're really nice photos. They both just look very content and sort of very picturesque, so yeah, they're really nice photos. So I'm just going to put two pictures of them side by side. So yeah, really I only use 3 cut parts, and I think in the second part I only use maybe one. I used some 2x2s in the second part as well, so really not that many cut parts for this one, but I do have a few stickers left and obviously some other cut parts, so I can use this collection again. I have used it quite a few times, but it's yeah, just really nice to use a Valentine's collection outside of a Valentine's week, really. It's nice to, now that this is a thing, I will use a Valentine's collection for February and also for our anniversary, because I think that's a good way of using things up, because normally I only use a Valentine's collection literally for the week of the Valentine's Day. So yeah, it's just nice to incorporate that for our anniversary. The paper pad that I'm using is actually one from Art Studio, which is from the range, and I've used quite a bit up. I don't have that many pages left, but they're proper 6x6s. The cheaper ones you get from the range, which are only a couple, like one or £2, they're not quite 6x6, and that's why I have to sort of DIY it a little bit. But these ones are actually proper 6x6, so I can actually just cut them out and put my photo on there. And yeah, so it's much easier. So yeah, it was just a nice start of the week. We did go out for dinner, so you'll see that in the second part. But we actually sort of properly celebrate our anniversary the next week, because we had 2 days off together. So we did actually go down to London and celebrate it down there, which was really nice. So you'll see that in week 30. But yeah, just because obviously we work weird shifts and things like that, we don't always get time off together. So we did actually manage to get out and about on our anniversary, but we did proper celebrations the week after. We've decided that we're not going to buy presents on our anniversary. In all honesty, we have what we got. You know, we're happy with what we got. I don't really need gifts or anything, but I would love to do things. So we end up, you know, using the money that we would have spent on gifts as an experience. You know, this year we went to London, but next year we might do something a bit different, and obviously it all costs money. So yeah, I'd rather use the money on experiences rather than gifts. As I said, we've got what we wanted, and in honesty, we want the money for the house as well. So it might be that we buy something special for the house rather than for each other. So yeah, that's just what we're going to do, I think, for the rest of our anniversaries. So I hope you enjoyed this part, and I'll be back soon. Bye.